is a little weird. Well, I don't wear. I wear work shoes more than I do like tennis shoes, so I would use my tennis shoes.
Hi, this is Karen with RunCalo.com and Honey Milk, and I'm here with Pete Solano and Ross Osborne, a wheelchair racer, and we're sitting in the Boulder Running Company in Greenwood Village. And so today we're going to talk to Ross about his racing and also some of the challenges that wheelchair racers face here in Colorado. So first off, let's start with Pete though. Pete, how did you get to know Ross?
So I met Ross last June at a 5K that we did here from the store. He was the only wheelchair racer out on the course. Noticed he was wearing a marina hat. So I started a conversation with him and just got to know him a little bit better. So he was bleeding and in pretty rough shape after that race, after dragging his knees a little bit on the course. So wanted to see, you know, if there was anything we could do to help him keep going on with his racing and get some better equipment. So we started off there, and ever since then he's been doing a lot of races and representing himself very well.
Your first race was a 5K, and what did you race in? What did you race in your first 5K?
In a 30-year-old chair that was made by the first wheelchair athlete in the Boston Marathon, Bob Hall. He made it 30 years ago, and my wife and I scraped together $200, went to Oklahoma City, and picked this thing up out of the guy's backyard.
Wow. And so that first race, you set a speedy record, right?
Hour 3 minutes for 5K.
Awesome. So Ross, then what happened? Then you did, was this your second race with them?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And coming down one of the hills, the Velcro that held my legs underneath the chair, which was 30 years old, also decided that it didn't want to hold anymore. So my knees scraped one time coming downhill, and then I disregarded it as much as I could and pushed myself harder till the finish line, and about 3 feet from the finish line it gave away again, and Kim, my wife, was yelling, "Go, go!" and I'm yelling back, "I'm hurting," because and Pete and I started talking, and then
So Pete, how did the other chair come about?
So one of the things we first started talking about when he came out for that 5K was his chair. You could tell by just looking at the thing that it had seen its best day a while ago, probably 20 years ago. So we just started a conversation about what do you need to keep racing, because that chair was not going to hold up to a race season, even though Ross took pretty good care of it, as best care he could. So Ross started doing some research on some newer chairs, and we financed that so that he could race through the summer on something decent and save the road rash that he got in the first couple of races. So set him up with a chair and some gear, and got him out there on the road with some training programs and some conversations with Michael Aish in terms of how to train and how to keep yourself healthy and things like that. Because just want him to keep him out on the road and keep him racing.
yeah, I was slow. My third race, second race, it took me 37 minutes. Third race, it took me 34. And then I don't remember the times of other ones, but I did a Parker race where Pete was. It took me, what was that?
24, I thought.
24 minutes, and then the next day I did I Run Colorado, benefiting the Denver Rescue Mission, where I met you.
Right.
And I set my first real PR at 19 minutes 38 seconds.
Yeah, and you look smooth there. And this past weekend, you actually ran your first half marathon.
Yeah,
and you also PR'd in your 5K.
At the beginning of the race, I PR'd at 17 minutes and a few seconds, but I did my first 5K in my first half marathon in an hour 37 minutes.
Amazing.
Which I was looking, I don't know how many people did the half, but only 427 people passed me.
Nice.
And like we were discussing, the chair that I have is called a kneeler, meaning you sit on your feet and legs. And since I have feeling in them, that motivates me to go faster, because after about 10 minutes sitting on your legs, it starts hurting and you start pushing harder.
When I talk to other adaptive sports participants, what I know is that they learn from each other. Do you have that access to other
I have
athletes?
One guy that he's the one who built the rims for me and everything. He raced 30 years ago, and he told me about drafting, and he told me even though runners are passing you, don't try to catch up to them. He said, just go your own race. Do your own race. Don't blow out the gate, because then you'll be skunked at the end.
Right.
And he said, just follow a game plan. How it goes is I set goals, and I've accomplished quite a few of them with the help of Mike and Pete and my wife, who's my pit crew. Yeah. And she listens to me gripe about everything that's going on, like when I blow a tire, break a spoke, or somebody cuts me off because they want to stop right in the middle of the course.
Right.
I've had that quite a few times, and I put a little horn on the front of my chair so I can scare them a little.
What's your biggest challenge facing you right now to get to the next level?
You have to, if you want to be the best, you have to have passable equipment. Don't you agree?
Yeah, no, I would agree. That's, it's interesting. Like a lot of runners that aren't in a chair will complain about different equipment and things like that. But when you think about all the different moving parts and the costs associated with racing in a chair, it's pretty incredible. And I had no idea about it until we started working with Ross, and suddenly it's tires, it's spokes, it's gloves. It's a lot of different things that are a lot more costly than a pair of shoes and a pair of shorts.
You seem to be working out. You're actually going to be Tokyo Joe's Athlete of the Month for the month of November.
Yes.
And if anybody has some ideas or has any donations, how do they get a hold of you, Pete?
Yeah, they can certainly email us at brctechcenter@me.com.
And probably the most important question, what is your favorite flavor of honey milk, Ross?
The coffee. I love coffee anyways. I drink 2 pots a day at home.
Yeah, that's probably low on the estimate. I'm guessing you're closer to 3 or 4 pots.
Well, no, they're only 4-cup pots.
All right.
Very cool.
Yeah. She won't allow me to have a big coffee pot because she wants me to sleep at night.
Yes. So what's your next race?
Fit for Fire.
When's that?
Sunday. Where's that?
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. At Washington Park.
Beautiful. Is that another 5K?
Yes.
And your goal is?
My goal is to get 16 to 17 flat.
Beautiful.
My ultimate goal with the 5Ks is I want to break the world record, which is 12 minutes at 21 seconds.
Awesome.
And I'm old, so...
You are old.
Yeah, I'm 40 years old, and I'm out there with these younger
Hey,
kids.
wait a minute. Well, I'm sure you're going to go a long way in educating the other runners, because certainly there are not a lot of wheelchair athletes here in our state that are actively competing. So, well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this. But this is Karen with RunCalo.com, and Honey Milk, recover well.